saved on here. Back again. Okay, back to work on the Net Pro Max DNS Name Server. And let me check my stream on my laptop open. Got a good stream. Okay, so let's just go back to the desktop and pick up where I left off a while ago. Okay, rebooted everything while I was taking my break. I didn't reboot this computer, but that's fine. Anyway, I rebooted the main thing I was going to mention is I rebooted the router. In case, I got to thinking, well, what if those changes I set in those ports didn't actually take place, until I rebooted, even though it didn't make me reboot it or anything. So let's do the NS lookup again. Okay, so that don't work. So that, that didn't have anything to do with it. And then what's that other command? That one there. Well, that's bishopco.biz. I think you can do the IP address on it too. 153. Not found. Yeah, same results, either one. But of course, if I do the bishopco.biz and it's found, so and that's the reverse lookup. When you put in the IP address, that's called the reverse. So, and that's the thing that's not working. Now, excuse me. Putting this empty zones enable no didn't make any difference in my etc name config file. This other thing on the other forum post, they were saying, well, this was in this guy's particular zone file, but he had zone, there was zone in there in this particular spot, and he said you need ARPA in there. And so I don't know if that's, I can look for that, but okay, so I've already rebooted and it didn't help, so I'm getting the Midnight Commander again, so I can get into etc name config, I think. Let's go again. Undo our last fix. Yeah, etc name config. I'm going to go ahead and undo that because that seemed to make no effect. Seemed to make no effect one way or the other, but you never know if it could be a bad effect. So let's go ahead and hit F4 so I can edit that. The empty zone. I'm just gonna. I'm trying to use the. Doesn't work like normal. Holding down Control and moving the keyboard doesn't delete. Let's see. Well, that's all right. You can just use the delete key, can't you? Okay, now F2 to save. Now, before I get out of there, let's see if I want to edit that file anymore. That's my instructions I opened up, my ones I built it from. I'm going to close that one. I think I'm done with that one, for at least I hope so. Is this in the etc? This is in the zone file, I think. Yeah, his zone file. Okay, so I don't need in the one I'm in right now. I guess I'll look, since, it's not going to be too hard to look. And get out of that. Let's see, var. Forgot where. It's not var lib, remember that. Var named. Bishop go to the zone. There we go. And mine's real short and sweet. There's all these different formats you can lay them out in. I figured that. Oh, okay. See if this is a clue. DNS server, NS, and then and I put my IP address in there thinking that's what I should do. Okay, now that must be what's wrong with that. I bet you that's wrong, because here's the bottom of my GoDaddy zone file from bishopco.biz, and it's got ns11.so.com, and it has it in there twice, the same exact thing. It has NS records, and now, and to see at the top, well, they don't lay it out the same way though. Well, right up here at the very top, they do have A, and it has, oh, okay. Where is that where I saw the, I was thinking about copying and pasting that in there and getting rid of that IP address, but NS records, oops, too far. Do a screenshot of that. See, I thought, well, this is the same thing right there. Well, that's not the same thing. Let's see. Where did I see? I've seen that over and over. There's a couple of different ways you can format them. Okay, this says all, oh, here it is up at the top. SOA record. That is my SOA record. And the only difference that I have, I think, is, of course, they're my. Yeah, I don't, it doesn't say NS. This one does say INS server. But the way they do it, now when they say NS server, yeah, okay, it's just two different ones, a primary and a backup. Okay, well, I only have a primary. So I think all I need is to copy this right here, but not the whole. Oh, yeah, you can't. I thought you could copy. Oh, I'm using the mouse, yeah. So, I did this before. Yeah, you can do it. You can copy from there, but it doesn't work in this file, I don't think. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Can't use a mouse in this file. Okay. But I think you can, I'm pretty sure you can paste. Control V won't do it. Let's see. Command. Edit, paste, copy. Oh, there's the copy. Paste from clip file. No. Cut to clip file, paste from clip file. There's no, I guess I didn't do it in the program, and it's not crossing over to the remote console. So I guess I'm going to have to break down and type ns1 dot. Okay, ns1 bishopco.biz dot. Sometimes hitting the return after you do on the last line is usually hardly ever hurts. Sometimes it's actually necessary. So server INA bishopco. Let's hit save right now. I believe that's it. NS records, NS. That is different. Yeah, I know. INS server. Server INA. Just doesn't lay it out like that. See up there it says SOA. There it says SOA, and I thought it said, okay, but I think adding the NS server at the bottom is how you would do that. I think you have to have that at the top. Let's see. SOA record, okay. See, it's still the same. And there's no NS in the line or anything. All that's mail and all that. I mean, I would just copy and paste that in there, but I want to stick with the format that I've got because I did build this. These instructions were actually for Fedora 28 installation. So, and it's probably, I think what it is just a different way to format the file. It still works just fine. As long as the information's, that's why I'm trying to get wrapped around my head. IN Internet Name Server Internet A record ns1.bishopco.biz. I can misspell things so easily, and I saved it already. Okay, so I think maybe that could be good. Now, yeah, how many times have I said that? Save, exit. Now, it's really, it seems lazy to restart the machine, but actually it's not. It's more efficient, that's for sure. It doesn't take that much longer than, I mean, it takes longer than trying to restart the processes, but sometimes you just need to, when you're doing these edits, I've noticed, sometimes you just need to restart one thing namely named, and sometimes you need to restart. Yeah, so this other thing, this here, I actually got off my, I went in there to look at that. And I forgot. I'll if it doesn't work, I'll look in that. If it doesn't work, I'll see that. But that seems to be grabbing at straws, I think. I think I can do better searches to pin down, get results that's closer to what I'm actually doing here. How's the water? Nose just wanting to run. Okay, now. I don't know why I keep saying, do you want to leave the page? Because it doesn't, first day or two I was using this interface, it wasn't doing that. Now all of a sudden it's doing that. Must not have been rebooted yet. When it gets like that and it says try again and says it can't load the page, get rid of all the extra junk after your address, because sometimes that page can't be reloaded. It's just not done rebooting yet. I'm rushing it. Wonder why it's taking longer this time. There we go. Okay, so we're back on it again. Back in our terminal. And DNS Lookup again. Oh, we can do that one. Not found. Not found. We can ping it though, and that's fine. Uh-oh. I need to tell it. I think what it is I need to tell it so many times or it'll just ping it forever. Okay, so that didn't help. I did put the dot at the end and everything, didn't I? Did I remember to put the dot at the end of that address? So this is my zone file. Now, yeah, it's still, yeah. Unless my zone file is in the wrong place and it really should be varlib. Well, there's no varlib name folder, so no, I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, I put the dot at the end. And if I put more, see, I think this would be a duplicate entry of that. DNS records. Sometimes it helps me to, I don't remember, I don't think I can paste it in there though. Wait. Oh yes I can. Sometimes it helps me to you see there's a little, the only difference is that the time to live 3600 that's in there really in the information. I don't guess it can really completely hurt. F2 to save. I'm sure I'm going to get some sort of error if I do that. I could, no, I was going to say I could comment all this out, but, well, that's basically, it was in there twice. Well, oh, that's not my IP, is it? Or my domain name. So how do you copy? F5 copy. I won't be able to copy. I can copy from my own somewhere else on the computer though, can't I? Oops. But we don't want that. Well, I just type it in this one dot. The reason I don't like to copy when I'm editing files and stuff is because I can do it. I can have the numbers letters or numbers backwards, and I will not see it. I can look at it for 10 minutes and I won't see it. ns1.bishopco.biz. It looks good to me. So that means that I'm going to have to. I'm getting tired of rebooting the machine, so I may have to stop being lazy about restarting the service and all that stuff. Let's see. To restart bind, it's in these instructions here. Restart bind is just that. Wait, there. But restart systemctl restart named, but then there's sometimes you have to restart network manager as well. That's why I haven't been. Okay, I got an error. Systemctl. Okay. Probably what I just got through doing. Systemctl restart named. Job service failed because the control process exited with an error code. This is a good reason why you could do it this way. Systemctl DNS Name Server and journals. Service. I think it's this one here. Well, let's do this one first. No, let's do this one first. Journal. It tells you what your problems are. It tells you how to fix them a lot. That's how I got it to quit giving errors last time. Okay, here we go. Zone localhost local domain IN localhost zone DNS co.biz DNS1 bad dotted quad. Oh. There's a bad dotted quad. Well, what's that and where is it? Okay, Bishop Co. I think it'll tell me in a minute here. Failed bad dotted quad. Bishop Co to bed. Failed to start Berkeley Internet. Okay. This time it didn't tell me where to go, it doesn't look like. Oh yeah, there's a whole lot more to that output. Just now realized, but the error was down there at the bottom. Whoa! I didn't realize. You know, I guess I never did page up before and see that it was so much. Timed out. It could be that I got more than one error in the thing now after all this fixing I've been doing. We'll see. Too much work for RQ. I might be able to look in the log file. You know, you can look through the log files on this system. Oh, too much work for RQ. That's all of the logs on this system. I didn't know it would do that. That's so far. I'm tired of paging. Let's go to the bottom. Well, we can probably go up to the top. No, yeah, you can't go any higher than that. Doesn't look like. Oh, let's go to the end again. So I'm gonna go in and see if I can logs. Yeah. Failed to start the. See if there's any other. Failed to start. I might have been having that trouble and I wasn't catching it because I wasn't seeing the error message. Failed to start. Failed to start. Failed to start. Uh-oh. So rebooting is not really that smart, is it? Because then you don't see the error. Unless you're going to go look at your errors right away, which if I'd have thought about it, I could have. Okay, so the failed to start was today. Okay. But I got a bad dotted quad somewhere. I've been fixing it until I completely broke it. But at least it wasn't. See how many times that's in there. Failed to start. When was that? That was October 31. Yeah, well that was when I was way back. I think that's today. Okay, November 10th. I can see at the top there's a nice pretty little date thing right there. Okay, November 10th. November 1. Okay. Let's go back. I want to see how early it started on today. It started there. I can't tell what GMT 12:25. Here's something though. When I went to, let's see, when did I go to bed? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna say if I went to bed right after, I know I was up after midnight, but yeah, I didn't go to bed till 6 or 8 or 9 this morning. Didn't get up until 7 or sometime after 7. I think by the time I really got up it was 8:30. So, I have not. I've been working with the broken named file all day today, but then the last time before that was, but yesterday it was, yeah, November 1, which was a while back, 10 days ago. So, but all day today I've been working with a broken name file. I just hit me. Look at the logs in here. I hadn't thought about that. Okay, zone file though. That's where my problem is. Well, let's take out. Well, it's going to be more. What I don't understand though. Okay, Bishop code up is zone. It says zone 12 near. Oh, 12 line 12 near NS1. Bishop. Okay. It says bishop bad dotted quad bishopco.biz zone set to prior time to live TTL set to prior time to live 86400 zone bishopco.biz in loading master file bishop failed bad dotted quad. Okay. Bishopco.biz in not loaded due to error. So I got a bad dotted quad default bad. So it is right in there. It's line 12. Line 12 of my zone file. At least it sees a zone file. Okay, now I guess I'll have to reset this to get back in there. Now then. Okay, I don't have Midnight Commander open up right now. Well, I guess it might have closed it when I did that. Okay, var named could have biz. For one thing, I'm going to take out that extra last line I put in there. I was going to say audit. Okay, NS records. All right. That right there. That right there, I would think. I think adding that, fouled it up for one thing, but it's been fouled up since before I did that, though. What else have I done? I added those dots today because I didn't have them in there. But it's in it's in everything else I see. It always ends in a dot. All the domains in this zone file ends in a dot. Every single one of them. So that's why I've started doing that. I didn't have it that way at first because I wasn't sure where to put them, and I saw in one of my, like I said, in one of the first videos I watched, it said you don't have to do that. So well, okay, let's get out of there, and I'll leave the editor open and try restarting named again. Okay, it did it again. This time I'm going to look in here, see what that says. In here it'll help. Let's see. I think it's going to take me away from that message, so I want that right there first. Okay, copy. Now go back in there and hit enter. Okay, this tells you quite a bit too. Service. Seems like it's failed since 24 hours ago. Oh. Disabled zone checking, yes. I should have counted those lines too to see what line that was on. I'm not sure. That says fail since. Okay, zone. Okay, it's kind of telling you the same thing, but with a little more abbreviated. 12, and this one, bishop, bad dotted quad. Maybe I don't put a dot on there, and maybe this is a different format from what I've been reading about. I think I can figure. Now, I got to get out of this program. Let's see. Put escape in there for me. Okay, so I'm just going to reset it so that I can get this again. This is that really, really long message. If I hit home, it goes to the bottom instead of the top. No, it is at the top. Yeah, that's the top. Okay. So I hit home to get to the top, and then you can hit end to get to the bottom. I wanted to see how many red lines there were in there. I'm not gonna, of course, I can't read all that. I was thinking about saving it, but that's so much I don't think I could ever sift through it anyway. Now you can do page up and page down. Where's, yeah, here we go. There we go. There is 647 of 680. Line 647 of 680. Well, there you go. There's all the information you could never be able to look through. Oh, there's way more lines than that. That's why I guess it stops at the too much work. So that's all. That's got to do with more than just. No, that's still talking about bind. So starting up bind is hard on this machine for some reason. Too much work. Sometimes it says too much work for an IOQ. That doesn't mean the machine can't handle it or anything. Sometimes it's really just a setting that's not right. I'm gonna see if I can copy it all. I don't know if it'll all show up, but maybe I'll get the last page anyway. Hit new. See what we got. Yeah, we didn't get that whole thing. We just got the bottom part, but that's all right. I don't have that command or anything, so. But now I'll have that. Okay. I'll close the GoDaddy file so I won't. I think it's just making me make more mistakes. Okay. When you're doing something that's so particular, it means the next thing to. It's not quite the same, but I took a course on Python programming, and it's the next thing to program. It's not, but Python is the simplest, supposed to be the simplest and one of the easiest. I recommend starting with Python. And anyway, I'm not good at that. So I forgot my zone file. Oh yeah, when I reset the terminal, it closes that program. That's probably just closing it, hard closing it too. I like to go on this. I like to have like one side for the, like if I want to go into etc, I'll put it on the left. Now if I want to go in here, I'll put it on the right. Okay, so. Oh. Keep hitting the numbers instead of the F. Okay. Now, line 12 is bound to be the last line. Okay. Our error code says bishopco.biz nearness 112 bad dotted quad. All right, so maybe that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, the only thing I can see is that dot. Bad dotted quad. Okay, let's see if that does it. Think that'll do it? That is not. I don't know. Just try it and see. I'm going to get out of there just because I'm afraid I'm messing up that program. Still got problems. So I'll go put it back. I think maybe I better start over with my instructions. I just don't want to break everything that I've already got working, but heck, it seems like maybe and that's, oh, right there, look at that. That's not a dot. That's a arrow. That was something that got put in there somehow. That's something that got put in there somehow by accident. When I don't know when, but ns1.bishopcode.biz. Wait, that doesn't belong in there. ns1.bishop, it was a space. ns1.bishopcode. I think I saw something that said something about a space, and it wasn't going through my brain. ns1.bishopcode.biz. See, that's why, there you go, I probably screwed up typing. And that's one, because I didn't copy and paste it, or did I copy and paste it in there? Did I figure out a way to do it? No. I had copied and pasted that GoDaddy stuff in there, and then now it's out of there. ns1.bishopco.biz. ns1.bishopco.biz. Okay. Okay. Still didn't work. Well, this gives you the abbreviated versions. Status. Is it going to come up? Well, that one works. Okay. Is it the same error? Zone. This one.bishopco.biz. Add Dotty Quad. I do remember one thing. Surely you don't have to have two listed at the bottom. No, you wouldn't. I don't think so. It'd be the same, and GoDaddy wouldn't let me put it in there twice, so. I mean, I could put NS1 and NS2 in there, but it'd be the same address, and it sounds like you can't do that and have it work. Same machine, you know, because it's supposed to be two different DNS servers. That's, you know, why you have two different ones. Look in the file again. I should have kept the error again, I guess. Well, it's getting kind of silly going over to the next row every time now. I mean, it could be that I don't want that extra space, but I don't think that's it. But it says on line 12, no extra space. Well, there is an extra space in there. That could cause it. I think that's it. Very well could be. Very well. Okay, now that's something. Let's just leave that space out this time, just to see if that, well, no, let's leave it in there and don't change but one thing at a time. Okay. Now, nope. Okay. Let's find out what a bad dotted quad is in reality there. And I don't think it is a zone file, but yeah. Yeah, see, my zone file doesn't have zone. Let's look in there while we're, oh, I'm not in my zone file anymore. Okay, well, I have that. I have that saved if I need that. So, go back, no, go back to the beginning. There's one good thing about leaving it running, except for whenever I clear it kills it when I reset the terminal. Oh, that's where am I at? Yeah, I'm in var. Yeah, see, there's not even anything in my zone file that like that. Wrong place. Zone, so-and-so, zone, IN. Well, so this is all different. Word zone's not even in my zone file. I don't know what they're doing there. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Leave that. Okay. Bad dotted quad. DNS errors, bad dotted quad. Changing DNS mix records. Tried to save, got error. Bad dotted quad. A record or another record that doesn't require trailing period contains one. Okay. If you remove the trailing period and refresh the DNS files, it should let you save the zone file now. The error message is happening because you have a name where the name server expects a dotted quad. What? The error message is happening because you have a name where the name server expects a dotted quad IP4 address. You may also need to change the A record to a CNAME. Okay, that helped at first and then it got a little more complicated. Doesn't require a trailing period. That I thought, okay, if you remove the trailing period and refresh the DNS files, it should let you save the zone file now. The error message is happening, the error message is happening because you have a name where the name server expects a dotted quad. Well, I think a dotted quad is the one with the dot on the end, I'm guessing. You may also need to change the A record to change to CNAME. Yeah, well, I'm not using CNAMEs, I don't think, at all. Okay, because domain.com is the name of a domain. You can't use it as the name of an alias. Oh, is that what CNAME is? An alias? Okay, well, let's get over there. Okay, but, well, it said it was on line 12, and I was counted up to line 12. All right. To save. Okay. Still have the same error. And it's still exact same error. We are talking about the zone file, right? I just realized something. Are we talking about the zone file? it says zone, but the word, I just realized something. It could be in, how do we know what file we're talking about? Is it telling us? It could be in the other file. No. Yeah, default bishopco.biz. No. Seems like I was able to see, oh, here we go, var named. Yeah, we're in the directory var name. Well, that's just where we already were. No, we weren't. We weren't. We had not moved, so I think we're in var named in the zone file. Var named is right up there. What is that other command with the shorter output in there still? Well, I can do the restart. This one might tell me in a more abbreviated way that I might, I don't know, I'll try it. I didn't try it. Well, I thought, well, it doesn't have as much. Okay, now it has a lot less information. I'm going to copy it right now before I even read it. Okay, I don't have any more text files open. I closed them. Well, I'll use that one again. This time I will know the command. I need that command at the top for that other one. Okay, it's easier to read in the terminal though, but I want to save it. Okay, so Berkeley, well, there's those commands right. Oh, they're in there, aren't they? What I want is that, yes, for the top of that file. And keep clicking in the wrong place. I want to put the little print. Usually I know what I mean when I do that. Okay. Sometimes you actually use those and it can be confusing sometimes. Usually it's just a single parentheses though, so I use the double. Loaded, user lib, system named, service enabled, user lib system named, preset disabled. Loaded, user lib system D named. Oh, okay. Okay. Reset disable. Okay. Active failed result code. Process disable. Disable zone checking, yes. Wait a minute. Isn't that what I saw on one of those other places? Yeah, one of the last pages I had open. Then it's been named check config. Well, that's interesting. Then, but I don't know that there's a problem as far as the system on that though. Disabled zone checking, yes. Okay. Then user sbin check config name else echo checking zone file. Okay, now we're checking the zone file. From text. DNS1.bishopco.biz dad.equad. Fail does not end with a new line. Oh. Bishopco.biz 12 file does not end with a new line. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. You need some of them you have to have a new line, like hit enter and have a new line, but it's empty. And then loading from master file failed bad.equad. Doesn't say failed though. And then not loaded due to errors. Bad.equad. Control press exited, quote exit status, name service failed with result exit code. Failed to start Berkeley. Bad.equad. Wait, okay. And in parentheses, bad.equad, IPv4 address, which should be an IP address. So I changed that a while ago from an IP address. But see, it's been failing all day, though, and I just changed that. But I was going by the GoDaddy setup. Let's go back and look at mine again. Yeah, I changed that. Up at the top it says INSOA, INNS. It could have been right all along. Oh, there's little light dots there to tell you how many spaces you have. A record. Now, I wonder if I can put my router address in there and have it work. I'm going to try that first because it hasn't been able to. I've had it in there with my IP address of this machine, and it hasn't been working right. So let's see if the server, the name server can't be my router. It could be if I turned on my router. Name server. It could be. But then that would not give the right, that wouldn't give out this one's address to be, it wouldn't let this one be the name server. That makes no sense. Let's try it the way I think it's right. $153. Maybe I had it wrong. Well, maybe I could have had 154 in there or something, but 153 is this machine's address. Okay, I've been going over that over and over, so I can check it. I can double check it, but instead of doing that, since I'm pretty certain about that, I'm just going to run that. I get the same error again. Wait. That was the wrong command, wasn't it? That was the one about the Yeah, status. There. Ah, it worked. Okay. So let's do the NS lookup now. So yeah, you can't put that NS1 in there. The more you start, more I start thinking I may understand it, the less I do. Okay, now what was I? NS. Still can't find it though. Of course, that just goes back through GoDaddy and works. So I'm right back where I was, at least. Now, just to make sure, I'm going to reboot the machine. So yeah, that's what a bad dotted quad is when you put your NS1 domain name in there instead of your IP address. Well, we learn something new every 10 minutes. Okay. And yeah, I thought the other day I was talking about maybe using the forwarding thing, but that wouldn't matter because it'd be this effectively. What would I put in there? I would put, well, it wouldn't be a forward, it'd be direct, but I could probably just put this IP address in here and it would work, but it'd be considered a forward. And why do that when you can just put it in up there? That's what I decided. So the harder I try to fix it, the harder more often I break it. Sometimes you learn. I mean, I've always learned that way with computer stuff. Fix it, break it, and then and finally one day maybe you'll get to where you really understand it. But this is such a complicated thing. It's just wearing me out, and I'm tired of spending so many days doing it. Especially when I have so many have other things that I want to do more. That kind of they are more. Well, I guess they're not more important. I mean, I just I don't want to finish my mom's computer and get it to her, and then I wouldn't have that hanging over my head. That's the thing. This one, when my server's not working right, that's bad for me. I mean, not having my server online, it's not the end of the world, but I hate it when it's down, or especially it's been actually for months. It's been going up and down, up and down, up and down a lot, and now I'm beginning to think that the whole reason I thought it was because of my router and the old machine. Well, I was running the IBM. It was doing better on the IBM, but it did go up and down. Sometimes it would go up and down. I'd get those notices. It's been down for a minute or 10 minutes, you know, like 10 times a day sometimes. And now I'm starting to think that might really all have been from the. I thought it was getting too much traffic, more than my network, my wireless router could handle, because it's only uploading about 2 megabits. But actually, that's a good way to keep from somebody using up all your bandwidth too, like hitting it with scripts and downloading everything on your site. But I do have some things that I can look in them and tell me how much traffic I'm getting, and I think I still have that. Anyway, yeah, if I was getting too much traffic and getting bombarded, then well, like there are load balancing stuff you can put on there. It's hard and complicated, like bind. That's why I haven't ever done that. But also well, I just thought as long as I don't have trouble, it's fine. And most of the time I never have. But I'm sitting here flipping stuff while I'm talking. I was thinking about, it's done. I was thinking about looking at the command. I bet it took longer to reboot a while ago because of that error. Probably hung up trying to start bind. Yeah, now that it doesn't have the error, it's not doing it. Now let's go look at the logs and see that we should have, that should be gone now. Yeah, now all we have is the same one that we always have of too much work for our Q22, reducing to OIC. And then failed Berkeley. Let's see. So the too much work for IRQ is too large. It's on the kernel. See, I don't know what that's about. But yeah, there's my reboot, and so there's no more errors other than that one, and that's been there ever since I built the thing. So I don't think it's ever had a boot that didn't do that. But it reduces something. Reducing. I really don't know. Still don't see anything. Network stuff looked like. Anyway, that's hasn't seemed to hurt the way it runs or anything. And I've seen stuff like that, like I said, pretty much always, at least on the older machine. Running Fedora, newer versions of Fedora. But the server, on the server ones. But anyway, but I can't, I'm sure it still won't let me. I can try it, but I don't think it's going to let me. Still have this one. I'm going to try mine. I don't have it. Maybe I've got it written in this file. There it is. s1.bishopco.biz. It's going to say not available, I'm pretty sure. Wait. Yeah, not available. Unavailable. Now, unless I'm completely all wet and funny about that you have to have a name server registered, I don't think so, though. Unless you're going to be one of the, like Internet's authority of name servers. But everything I've been reading, anybody can set one up. And actually, I think really the in my setup files, the only difference is either it's a caching name server or an authoritative name server that you're setting up. And I set mine up in the instructions to be, well, I could have missed stuff. But anyway, I'm hung up. I think they just can't, since it can't be reached, hit cancel. Let's check on ZenMap again. Make sure that how can I tell if it can be reached? Well, let's see if, I think port 53 was already. I think ZenMap already told me. Can I look up one of those? Let's find out. Well, you sure can. Well, let's see if it can't find it. Failed to resolve NS1 bishopco.biz. Okay. There we go. I don't think I'll, where is it? Failed to resolve, failed to resolve. Let's do a screenshot of that. Okay, so it is not accessible. I don't think that makes any difference, but we'll try it. You know, I wonder if my ports are open as they should be on the machine. Because all those 53 ports I saw, those were, I think they were all coming from GoDaddy. Yeah, it says unable to split netmask. You don't, I don't think you can put HTTP in there. I'm going to try it with HTTPS first and see. Yeah. Now I believe I did this a while ago. And when you hit enter, it goes to the next thing. Let's see and make sure. Yeah, this will tell me if I have port 53 open. Well, if you do 9, you won't find it. Okay, 192.168.0.153. ZenMap is the graphic user interface for Nmap, which is a long time favorite network testing app. Okay, 443, 80, 53 on TCP, 22, that's on the local host, and then 9090, that's open. And that's the one I'm using to log in with Cockpit to control the machine. I don't see UDP, though. Still working on it, I think. Initiating service scan, so we need to wait a little bit. Yeah, I remember only one place I saw it, but it said you need both for it to talk back and forth right. As a matter of fact, well, I don't know. I can't remember. I'm hoping that having UDP port 53 open to UDP services will allow the, to get that NS lookup on local to work. It was something that wouldn't work. I remember that. If you didn't, still wondering if this is finished. I guess I can go on and do other things, but look at my instructions. Well, there's no reason to just sit there and watch it work. So let's close those instructions. Let's see, history. I think that might be it. Yeah. On the firewall, it just says firewall CMD add service DNS. Now, see, I can't. There's no I don't have a graphic user interface. I can go straight to firewall in here and say that's why I usually always put right there, administration firewall, and I could add those ports, UDP, and that's why one of the reasons why I always like to put a graphic user interface on my servers too, even though I really don't need them. See, everything I have to do is remote, but see, that just tells you to run, and I already did that, sudo firewall add services, DNS, permanent, sudo firewall reload, and add service DNS. It doesn't say the port, but obviously it automatically did TCP port 53. I mean, maybe you can add a port number in there, or like DNS UDP or whatever, but I would really have to figure out how to do that. So with that, let's wait till it's done anyway. Could be some more ports going to show up. So there's where I was up there. 80, 53, yeah, okay. Okay, now port service 22, open SSH, 53, domain, open domain, okay, 80, still TCP, 443, open SSL, HTTP, and robots text with 7 disallowed entries. I did that on purpose. Bishop local domain. Port 9090. That was opened up by, I guess it was automatically done when that program was installed, because I never had to do anything for that. And it has the SSL cert. When I see, that's a good thing about installing it with the Fedora 28 net installer. All the certificates and things that needed to go along with this stuff were all generated automatically. So I do have certificates, you know, SSL certificates for the SSL to work and all that. Of course, when I went to it on Firefox, it said this is not a it's a self-signed certificate is what they call it. It's not one you pay for from the people that sell them, you know. They look at them and say, yeah, this is good, you know. But it's still, well, I'll go on about that. But okay. TCP sequence prediction difficulty equal 261. Good luck. I wonder what that means. Prediction. Okay. So yeah, the UDP port doesn't show to be open. See, there you go, right there. There's your what's open. And just see Apache OpenSSL on 80. Well, that's 80, but well, it's just showing it that way. Well, it's showing it on both of them actually. Zeus admin and topology, or no, service. Okay, so I would like to see port 53 UDP because I think I need it, but I don't know how to open that up, and I just wonder if that's actually my problem. Topology, port choose, classes. I forgot what's in there, so I might as well look. Yeah, these don't always have stuff in there. Now I did something to it that I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, looky there. S1 bishopco.biz, NTTP. Oh, NTTP. I don't know what that is. Oh, that was one that I didn't mean to do. But was my mistake. And that is one thing. If you save your scans, which I'm going to do it, it'll save that mistaken one too. But that'll be easy to figure out. But yeah, it's showing up in s1.bishop.co.biz. So why can't I put it in GoDaddy? Something's not working though. I know that much. So save scan, save all scans to directory. Oh, I'll say just save scan. Oh, if you don't save all, you don't get all those other things, I think. Wait, bishop.co.biz. Oh. Well, I want them all, so I'm going to say save all. I probably should have did save all the last time. Yeah, I can just put, I think maybe I can just put it in there. And wait a minute. Oh, okay. That's why I make a new directory every time. I knew there was a reason for that. Okay. There we go. Okay, so that's a really helpful. I was thinking about it for ever since I started, and I just hadn't been, opening it up. And I saved it inside of that directory. I didn't mean to. Well, no, I just did. Yeah, see, now we got a bunch of XMLs. That's where I was saying, that's how come, see, those will just get mixed in with all your other files, and you're like, what is all that? Because they start with numbers. But yeah, if you want to get them all, you need to say save all. Okay. I always forget because I don't really use it real often. Wait. Still want to make sure that they're all saved or not. Yeah. If they're not growing, then they're not being saved. No. Like here, this one's growing. We can't see it, but it's so there we go. Now, okay, I've been searching on all my trouble, bad.quad, my GoDaddy error messages. That's dated 6/12/13, so those are the same ones since 13. All right. And so now it's up and running again. It's all, it's supposedly good. Those commands right there are the only ones that kind of, I thought, well, maybe I should run those again, but I'm really afraid that will re-edit my files back to all the work I did to make the thing run, because it did not run, and I had to do a lot of following those errors and fixing until it ran after I did all this. So it's got some good, I just keep opening back up and over and over again to get back to this restart commands and stuff like that. I'd like to have like all the main commands in one file, text file is what I need. Then I could, of course, it takes so much time to organize it that way. I haven't done it. I don't do it with much stuff usually. But it's okay, to just have, if the name of the file tells you what command it is, and if you don't put something that doesn't belong there in there, then you'll be able to find. I will be able to find it again. Okay, so right now I'm trying to figure out what do I need to do to try to make it work. Okay. Do a port scan. Well, that doesn't matter. I just did that. Firewall. I'm just going to search that command and then try see if I can do. Okay, look at there. There's a way right there. It's saying how to add ports, so maybe I'm getting somewhere. Oops, that stupid pop-up messed me up. Okay. There it is, right there. Let's do that. So I'm going to change it to port 53 and UDP. Right there it says either 53 or UDP. Paste. I hit back. Oh no. I don't even know what port 5000 is. I must have hit enter. How do you resend that? Oh, dang. I was trying to just edit I tried to hit the back button to edit it. Already enabled. Why are you doing me this way? This is not, okay. I'm hitting the back. I can't edit my command. You're killing me here. I need to get something, text file open again. Okay. Oh, I should put some notes in here himself or something. It's all out in the middle of the page there. Okay. Alright, now new. Trying to, yeah, let's do it that way. Trying to figure out how to name it. Ah, maybe I'm getting too tired. But I'm not done yet. Like I said yesterday, maybe I better be done. 53. I guess I better look up and see if I can do a remove. I'm sure you can. Firewall. CMD. Now, I'll do this first and then see if it helps. And then I'll see if that port. Okay. Now I know you're supposed to do reload. Let's see. Well, that's a good page, good one. But I didn't see anything about. Remove port. There we go. I will CMD remove port 443 or disable port 443. Permanent remove. Oh, I guess I should go to the page. Disable permanent. Yeah, the one I did was. Oh, I don't have that in there. So I got to go back to that page I just closed to get that command. There it is. Yeah, there it is. Remove. Now it was public zone public add port. Although it's not going to be permanent, is that going to be? I want it permanent. I just realized that. Zone public add port. How do you make it permanent? I just noticed that. Well, you can list ports right there. After testing, we'd likely want to add these permanent. So I didn't make it permanent. I didn't make the one I want permanent yet. Here we go, add port. Oh, that was not permanent. So permanent. Here we go. Can't remember how to spell permanent. That's not it. Did I not copy it or what? Oh, there's permanent. But I was just going to get it from there. Oh yeah, and a whole range of ports. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah. I got to type it out in here. UDP. I can get the little simple things like that wrong too. UDP. Okay. So it should go away. Let's say. Okay. Well, we'll just we'll see what ports are done. Now we'll see what ports are open. Well, first we want to restart the firewall. I saw that in this one. Reload the firewall. That should get rid of the ones that aren't permanent, anything that's not permanent. And then we should be all right. All right, now, firewall reloaded. I did it again. I went and made the wrong one permanent. How did I do that? How in the world did I do that? I just flat forgot to edit that. I thought I edited that. 53 UDP. I didn't. Now I am going to have to do the remove. I got to learn how to remove now. Why don't you tell me that? Permanent. Firewall CMD zone 53 UDP permanent. Firewall reload. I'll check what ports are open, but I'm pretty darn sure what I just did. Okay, now remove. This must have been the one with the remove. Yeah, okay. Public can verify list ports. Let's just say list ports first. I think that, oh, we gotta say firewall. Well, let's just do public first, and then we might take the public out or something. Well, the problem is you can't edit your commands in the window after you pasted them in like you can in a new normal terminal. 53 is the only one that's public. Huh. 53 and 5,000. So let's remove 5,000. Now, I was assuming all the ports I have open would be public. Okay. Is this? That has got nothing to do with what I'm looking for. How did I get there? How to get started with firewall. Okay, we'll remove a port. Disable port. Zone public, zone default. Okay. So really we would probably want to put it in default or something. But anyway, I want to get rid of, I can see it right here, so remove port, zone, so I need public, and I need the different. Oh, I had accidentally added I may have made it 5. I'll have to try both. Public 5,000. Actually, it might have been, let's go here and look. It's UDP that I did by accident. So I want to get rid of UDP. I have no idea what that port is, and I don't even care to find out right now. CMD, permanent, remove port. Yeah, permanent means, like when you go on the graphic user interface for the firewall, if you just make changes and you don't change it to set it to permanent, it will just be there while you're running, and then when you reboot, it's all gone. Firewall, I guess that's good for security. 5,000 public. Okay. Reload. Where's my command for checking the ports? Okay. Now, I'd really just as soon it be default. Oh, you can't edit the... I think I can just do it like this. Hopefully that won't show every port in the firewall, just the ones that are open, but we'll see. That looks, it's dark, so I think that must be the terminal. And that, you know, normally I'm not in a little remote terminal, I'm in a regular terminal, so it makes sense. Didn't list anything. Okay, so gonna have to find the commands to list default ports, I guess. Let's see. Well, let's just do that again. Let's see. Zone default. Try that. Again. Okay. Valid zone default. I have to go back to the instructions. Alright. Public. I thought I saw a default zone in here. That's why. Oh, maybe I didn't put an equals in there or something. I have no idea. No, I did. Just set default zone as public. Oh, okay. So, what I'm wondering is, change the zone. I wonder if I need to make, wonder if I can do that. Do this and make it, let's make TCP public too, because I know I want it to be, right? Put it above that one though, because usually it's the first one you do. It's usually the first one you do. I don't know, it may say it's already there, but since I'm changing the way, you know, changing it to, let's see. Yeah, let me do it. Okay, now let's reload the firewall, then we'll list ports. You have to say what kind of ports, I guess. Zone public list ports. Now we've got 53 UDP and and I'm getting tired. Okay, so we got them both now. And I don't have to reboot the machine because I restarted the firewall, so I'm going to close that for now. I don't know that I need it. I would like to have those commands, all of them. I'm going to put them in that file I made. Very hopeful. Why does it get all that? Well, that's doesn't matter, I guess. If I want to clean that up, I'll do it later. All right, now let's close that so I won't have so much stuff open. I'll keep opening and closing that one. Okay, now let's see if our DNS Lookup command gets many commands. Right. Can you do that? Nope. Can't find it. No sense in doing. Wait. What is the IP of this one? Well, they're not going to be. It won't do it, but 0.192. There is one thing. I just remembered about putting that list of clients. Can't find that one. There's no name server on it, but does my machine have to be? Well, actually, I'm on a remote terminal, so I'm on that machine. So maybe, what if I try it from my machine? I haven't thought about that. Can't find it. It's all the same. Okay, and then it'll just be the same, I guess. Okay. Localhost. I don't know what I just found. 127 loopback, but what's that? 71.10.216. That's a sound. And that is not the bridge. The bridge is a 122.1. Oh. 71.10.216. That's my primary DNS, which is my router, or it could be Charter or Spectrum. Let's go into the router. Let's get out of here. Go into the router and see. I guess that's going to be, let's try that again. I haven't done that on here. Yeah, same thing. 71.10.216.1. I think that's going to be. I think that's going to be the Charter. I've never paid this much attention to all this stuff before. Yeah, primary DNS server 71.10.216.1. 71.10.216.2. You know what? I was thinking that was Charter, but yeah, no, it's not a 10 dot. That 10 was throwing me off. So I think, yeah, that's Charter. Yeah, Charter is our DNS server. You know, Charter's what it, had it for 10, 15 years, and then they just changed it a year or two ago to Spectrum. So coming from them. So okay. So what did that tell me? Unless, well, I was wondering, okay, I'm not running a DNS server like I can't remember. I do remember there being DNS servers on my Windows machines, and I don't think I installed them. I think they were there. It helps you get to stuff on the internet faster. It's a DNS caching server, you know. It's just caching where you've been. I didn't really think they were on the Linux systems. I don't remember running into them. Let's go into the firewall and see if what I have going on. Well, I did the port forwarding. Let's look at that again. See, I went ahead and did DNS server, TCP and UDP. I named it DNS server, port 53, and that's on port forwarding. And then just to make sure it would work, I put both TCP and on 53. Well, there you go. External, internal. So it's all open. It should be able to, you know, it should be able to be reached. So why don't you work? There was one other thing. One thing I found about that, something about a zone or something. But well, I haven't tried it again, have I? I'll have to go copy it out of something so that I don't mess it up. Close that until I need it again. Well, for one thing, I want this. Copy that. Okay, I have a second one. It won't autocomplete for me. I'll go ahead and try to type it because ns1.bishopcode.biz. ns1.bishopcode.biz. Yeah. I don't know if, well, I don't think that would help me. I was going to say maybe I'll read some more about what they have. They got good instructions, but they tell you how things work. But since I'm trying to do something completely different than what they, you know, what they offer, I don't think it would help me. I'm maybe getting too tired to comprehend any more instructions or anything. I am. Just trying to think, is there something that I could, that might, I just don't want to give up yet, do I? Okay, so I think I'm fixing to have to, though. What did it get down here? It shows to be 37 now, but it's probably cooler than that in my yard because I have indoor thermometer, and I turned it on and it was 39 when it said it was 40 something, you know, on the interwebs. Let's see, DNS. Bad dotted quad, what's an SOA record? Understanding SOA records. Where's the rest of them? Did I reorder that already? There. That's yeah, this is the Red Hat one. Did I not ever read that one? No, yeah, I read it, but it didn't. Surely I got that other one in the. Got it in my bookmarks. I could have got it in the wrong section though. I'm not seeing the search that I did either, and I was saving the searches too, because a lot of times you want to go back to them, you know, and don't always remember what I searched last time. I don't know, I might have saved it in the wrong folder by accident. Something I can figure, because I don't see some of what I did. Only one I see is this one here, and then it goes back to a day or two ago. Unless a lot of times I like to put them in alphabetical order, and you try not to do it right at first, because it makes it easier to find them. But then after a while, it makes it harder to find them, you know, after a few days. But usually like the same day, I try to leave it alone, leave it in whatever then I know I can start at the bottom and be the most recent and work my way up. Okay, so that is going to help now. Oh, empty zones. I did that. I remember doing that and then deciding it did nothing for me. Empty zones enable no. Empty zone enable no. I saw something about something zone enable yes somewhere just a while ago. But I did search and couldn't find this. Yeah, I had to add, okay, I added something at the, oh yeah, that was when I was editing my zone. etc name config. Okay. etc name config. I remember looking through here and doing the search, and it's kind of hard to use. They hit F9 every time because the keyboard shortcuts are going to the browser instead of to the terminal window is what was happening. Maybe if I'd have stayed in the terminal, maybe I got out of it with my, you know, my focus out of it. But yeah, I wonder if I was over here, for instance. Yeah, now I can search. Yeah, the word empty is not in there. Oh, well, it's not working. The search is not even working because there are no zones in there. So if I want to search, oh, 7, okay. Yeah. It takes over by the, and then zone. There we go. Zone. I think the zone, everything to do with zone is right down there in the bottom anyway. Yeah, bishopco.biz zone. Yeah, that's my zone file. That's pointing to my zone file. Then that name.ca is the default. I guess to the root. Well, it's the default DNS servers of which kind root or what, I don't know. But okay, recursion. Oh yeah. Yeah, I turned that off, which I still want that off. Okay. So I don't think it's in here. And this one's short and sweet, and it doesn't have anything like that in it. And this is good now. I broke it 60 ways to Sunday, and then trying to fix it, and then I finally remembered. Finally, it hit. See, I meant to remember that 192.168.0.153. Okay, that's the right IP. I meant to remember and I just don't see how. I mean, part of me thinks, well, you could try the router's main IP address and then the router, because the router routes to this machine, but, well, now it is pointing to this machine on port 53, but it seems like if you pointed to this machine, it would work. But it is it's about the only thing I can think of I haven't ever tried, so let's try it. 0.1, 0.153, okay, save, F10, I have to go back a ways to get to that restart the, if I restart it with that command, then I will be able to see if there's any errors. That's it. Okay, that worked. Now, DNS Lookup. Nope, did not help. I wonder if I need to restart Network Manager. Failed to restart Network Manager. Oh, Network K Manager. Oh. I think it has to be spelled out like that. It sure does. Now then. Still can't find it. Put that back the way it belongs before I lose it again. Var. Yeah. I think that's the way it belongs. 153, 112, 153. Didn't make any difference in that particular thing. It also didn't. Oh yeah, I didn't. Well, I'm going to leave it like that because I think that's 192.168. Because that is my server, and it's going to keep that IP address. So I still didn't figure out how to set it statically, and I never did look that up, but I guess I could do that in the server. Yeah, I guess I could do that. But I don't know if one of them has to be restarted first or second or what. All right, now how would you so I don't know about that one there. Well, I'm too tired to. I just want to make sure that my websites are not down. Okay, they're not down. And I absolutely forgot what it was I was thinking the next thing I was going to try. I guess I am just flat worn out. I've been working on it a long time now. I've gotten two 2-hour videos plus all the other time. Well, there was not a lot of time in between. I didn't take but about a 10 or 15 minute break. Of course, it was hours before that before I started working on it. So I've been working on it steady for over 4 hours. So no wonder I'm tired. Okay, so, oops, wonder what that means. Oh, it means your privilege, your root, so watch out. I guess I actually am in the var name directory. I must have got in there at some point. I've been just using, Midnight Commander to open everything up. Maybe that was the last directory I was in. It just keeps going back to it when I go into the terminal. I don't know. But, yeah, now we're in the root directory. Wouldn't that be terrible? That was why I didn't think so. Any problem you would have is like maybe you can't run a... Well, if it's a system, if it's installed on the system, you can run the programs. But if you're trying to run a program that's not installed from its file, then you have to be in that folder. So, but there are some odd commands that I wouldn't expect that don't work unless you're like in the root directory. So it's kind of good to stay in the root directory unless you are needing to be in one of the other directories. I'm wondering if I can get back to those commands again. Public this ports. Yeah, those two are public, but that's okay right now. But see, port 80 and all those others, they're not listed as public, and they're working to the internet. So I thought that was the whole point. Well, oh yeah, public. Okay. So I may not be running in the public firewall settings. I may be running in, say, what would it be? Not default, I already found out. In permanent runtime. Let's get in my firewall app and see what the... Oh, it hadn't got to it yet. Oh, okay. It's like, why is it taking so long? Okay, so yeah, see, you got all these different zones. Public is, I think, what I made my default. You got block DMZ, blah, 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 server, workstation, home. Probably Fedora server is the default on that since it's a server machine. What do you think? Yeah, I made public on this one my default. Whatever it was defaulted to, I just left it there and then set it the way I needed it. But yeah, in here you can add ports, add protocols, you can block masquerade, port forwarding, which I only do that on the router, I don't do it in here. Interfaces, like whether or not they're trusted or not and all that. Sources, I don't quite know what you do with that. But you can just click on, you don't even have to know the ports. If you can just click on a lot of these services and like them, it'll automatically open up the ports. But if you need to add something that's not in the list, then you can just go here and say add port or port range and do it that way, which is nice. So let's say Fedora server. Leave that open for now. Let's see, Fedora server. It didn't show anything. Okay. Wow. How are you going to know then which one they used? Work, home, trusted, trusted. Nothing. So it's I got it typed right. It's just nothing to show there. Okay. External could be workstation, I guess, but let's try external. Nothing. Wonder, I guess I should go back to that page to find out what's the default zone, you know. That's what I need to know. Block. It's being blocked, I guess. Yeah. Not quite sure. Oh, that I get. Do you go there? I haven't ever done it. Do you go there to say, I want to block these? I don't think so. I think you go there to open them. Home. Workstation. Trusted work. Maybe they use work. Nope. Default zone. What's your default zone, please? Okay, let's go back to our. Oh yeah, when you hit the Control Shift O, that does something different. Let's see. When you're in that window with the terminal, I think it wants to only work in the terminal. Okay, how to set up a firewall. I think this. Oops, dang it! I want to lose that page right now. Is this the one I was in, or is this another one? Oh. Yeah. Yeah, see, if you just change things, the next boot will be reverted back to what it was before. But here's a list of, again, drop, lowest level of trust, block, similar to the above, but instead simply dropping connections, incoming requests. Public represents public untrusted networks. That's, in case you didn't know, that's what it means. So you're more secure, you know. External, using a firewall as your gateway, it is configured for NAT, masquerading, and so on. Internal, other side of external zone is used for internal portion gateway. The computers are fairly trustworthy, and so on. That wouldn't be the server, probably wouldn't be like that. DMZ is like everything is. Wait a minute. I always thought DMC was opening everything wide open. Used for computers located in a DMZ. Isolated computers that will not have access to the rest of your network. Oh. Only certain incoming connections are allowed. Well, basically, I guess it's opened up, but you don't want to have everybody accessing them because they're opened up. Used for work machines. Trust most computers in the network. A few more services might be allowed. Home environment generally implies that you trust most of the other computers. That's what I used to do, is try to always set it to home, but it's always trying to go back to public in the newer versions. You had to do, I guess what it was is I didn't save it just right. Trust all the machines in the, trusted all machines in the network. Let's see. You can tell that it's running. We know it's running though. Okay. Which zone is currently selected? There we go. I don't know, this is getting to be so much stuff that I'm going to put this at the top. Now let's see which zone is currently selected. Fedora server. So why didn't anything show up? DORA-SERVER. Okay. What I'm thinking is I set that 53 UDP and so on to public. So maybe they're still not actually open because I'm not running in public zone after I restarted it, you know. I'm running in Fedora server zone. Okay. Public interfaces. Get active zones. All right, let's try that. Get active zones. Interface. Oh, it's just in my, what network adapters? Oh, okay. That's my network adapter. Okay. Now. Well, it didn't say, oh, I see. In here, what you should be getting is public and then your interfaces. But all I got was, oh, wait a minute. Get active zones. Oh, Fedora server interface ESPN. Right. It's not reading good. Public. Okay, so see my active zone is Fedora server. So my port's 53, just flat may not be reachable. Select zones for your interfaces. I want to change the zone of an interface. I want to change the zone of a port. There's a lot more than I want to read, so. firewall CMD. Oh, that's something else. That's like ports. I think, well, let's just try one more time. I think it might be easier to just say use those commands I did and change the zone. I can always remove those other ones if I want, or they're not going to hurt anything. If they're not in use, it doesn't matter if they're in there. I wonder if you can do, I can't even read again. I'm back to that, don't know what I'm seeing. Okay, so make permanent, but what I need is Fedora server. Let's close that now. Okay, I don't want to mess that up. Fedora server, I want to get that spelled right, so I'm going to copy it. Now, I think I'm just going to get it put in there. Yeah, I'm just going to put it in there because I didn't want that in the first place, and that's how come I'm having to do it again. There. Yeah. Save. So we're going to do it again. That one's already going to be open, I think, but we'll see. Success. Okay. Success. Okay. Now I saw something on this instruction page at the top. Oh, that was when oh, the firewall's already enabled. Then it just says reboot. So, oh, that's when you install the firewall. Okay. Where did I see restart firewall? Yeah, firewall reload. And then list ports. Oh, wait. I want to list ports in oh, I've already got it in there. What I'm wanting is I want to list for server ports. Yeah. Okay, now. Yeah, before, let's reload it. No, let's list ports first. Well, if I hadn't reloaded it, I don't know if it'll show up. Let's find it out. Nothing. Well, let's reload the firewall. That's not what I thought was going to happen. You do have to have it in caps, I believe. I think it's supposed to be capital letters. Yeah, now they're listed. You had to restart it first. So now the Fedora server has G53. All right. Now let's see if we can find those commands for NS Lookup. Nope. Let's reboot the machine first before we say. Well, at least I know that everything is open. Is wide open. And I don't know that that was necessary, but I mean, you want those ports to communicate to the world so that it can be served to the world, just like you do with. Now, there's something. Says that's the default ports, right? And but when I did the Fedora server, list open ports, I didn't get 80 and all those other ones. So I guess, So what's going on there? That's supposed to be the default firewall setting. Oh, when I do ZenMap, that's going to my router, but I did it. Didn't I do it on did I do it when the main system was running? Yeah, I did at the beginning. And it was different. There was less ports open than there is, I think. I guess that's why I save those reports. I'll have to look at it tomorrow. I'm too tired to go through any more stuff. I'll let it reboot, and I just need to know when to give up because I can go. When you keep on going, when you get too tired, you'll go in circles, and you'll end up breaking stuff. I'm just very eager to get this to work, but it's not eager to work at all. It doesn't like me. See if it rebooted yet. Yep, sure did. Fedora 28 is pretty quick reboot, especially without a graphic user interface, but it's pretty quick. It was pretty quick on my Lenovo i5 until I knew that wasn't going to work. Well, I didn't know for sure, after a reboot, but that's showing up now when I NS Lookup bishopco.biz. I get the default name server that's in my router, which is my ISP. So, and it's still working and everything. Okay, so just want to see that oh yeah, don't do that now. I'm gonna go ahead and change my router back to my backup server, so that I'll be, because I don't want this one running. It's too loud in here. I mean, it would be fine. Click to repair. It doesn't seem to be disconnected. Oh, now it's fine. Wonder why it thought it was disconnected. That's weird. I think I saw that before a long time ago. Yeah, port forwarding. Like I'm not down. I can see I can sit there looking at my preview of my I can leave. Yeah, I can leave everything alone except for the port 80. There just won't be anything there. When I shut down the net port max, there won't be anything there at 153. But I'll change port 80 to 154 because that is the gateway. I mean, yeah, gateway. All right. And the virtual server, port 80. I don't have HTTPS running on the gateway. I'm almost certain of it. Almost certain of it. So it's a lot less changing, you know. Yeah, I'll just leave those on. Anybody hits those ports, and I was kind of worried that somebody was trying to go to my website and they hit that HTTPS port to get a error. I guess that's why I had been unchecking that box. Now let's just go to the site and see. I think it defaults to, no, it just went there and it's not showing me which kind it is. Let's go in there. I think it may automatically, see, that just works. Okay, now it may automatically detect if it's available or not. Well, it went there. How can it do that? Oh, because the net max is still running. Grrr. Okay. Okay, we'll set the net max down. And then I'll leave the router open in case I'm going to have to. Yeah, that works. Should be erroring out now. Yeah, see, it's taking forever. It's just not going to go there because it's not available. But if you just type visualcode.biz, then it just works. But if you specifically tried to go to, there's no point in trying to go to the HTTPS on that one because it's still not going to work. Yeah, see, it didn't load. So, yeah, it'll work as normal because that's good to know. So I don't have to keep doing that over and over and over. So yeah, if you just type visual, like most people do that anyway, but I believe that the browsers are set up to default to HTTPS if it's there, I think. Or you can set it to do that. Yeah, you can set it, and you can set your browser to only accept HTTPS connections, but I'll just leave mine at the default, whatever it is. Let's see what it is. There you go. You do a proxy server. Well, that wasn't what I was looking for. Nothing about HTTPS in there that I can tell. Proxy server is not what I was looking for. I'm not going to click on the settings. I don't know what all is. I don't show anything necessarily, but I'm really just too tired to care right now. Okay, so you are mean DNS server. You're all supposed to be working, but you won't work. And it may be GoDaddy. I mean, I've always had anytime I try to change any settings that amounted to much. It's always I ran around. I remember back years ago when I first started with them and setting up my websites. I would follow their instructions and do exactly what they said, and it would give errors, and I'd go around and around and around and around, and sometimes I'd figure something out. Sometimes I would just end up waiting a while, and it would work next time, you know. It probably was a bug in their system. But I figure as long as all this, they're been up and running now, that unless they're just doing that, making it real hard to use just because they don't want you to go away from them. They want you to buy they don't want it to work well or easily because they want you to buy your hosting from them. But they did go so far. I mean, you saw that in they gave you the instructions on how to do 3 popular websites. You know how to set, and they said in the little sentence, it says it's real particular. Everything has to be just right. So, but here's how to do these popular websites. You know, if you must do it, you know. But shoot, who knows? There's so much to it all. That, yeah, I'm beyond too tired now, so I'm just, what little bit I did here the last 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I don't even remember what I just did. I just thought of something, and you know, I figured some things out. I just remembered I figured out the firewall and stuff, sort of. Anyway, now that you know, I'll be thinking about it. I won't be able to stop, and maybe some stuff will come in my head. Right now, I have got no clue, zero clue is what's wrong, which is obvious, but zero clue as to where to go next to try to figure it out. Okay, here's one clue. I thought about this earlier, and I didn't do it because I thought I was on the edge of figuring it out, but you know, I did my initial searches and finding instructions on how to set it up, right? And I actually thought of a term of search, you know, a search term to use that might target me closer to, here it is. When I did it, I just looked up, you know, Fedora. I looked up Fedora 28, and, you know, set up or install DNS server. I think I said setup because I'd already got it installed, you know, with the Fedora installer. So what I now realize is to narrow it down, I could say Fedora 28 DNS Name Server, not just DNS Server, but DNS Name Server setup. And I might find a nice page like the one I've been following, but maybe with more in detailed specific instructions, maybe whatever it is I'm missing, and maybe I'll just run, if it's one of those pages with commands like that. And normally I don't look for pages with commands. I look for pages with GUI interfaces and as few commands as possible, because I got a GUI interface and I want to use it. It's generally easier for me most of the time. But this machine, of course, I'm remote administrating, and I have to do everything I do on it in the terminal. So I was looking for commands, and that was a good one. I really liked that one, and it wasn't overly complex. It was short and sweet, but it got you from installing to running. But it was basic, and I believe it really was for local host, not for the internet. So that's the other thing. So next time I want to search for, I ought to write it down too. But I'm putting it on the end of this video so to help myself remember. But I want to search for Fedora 28 DNS Name Server setup, and what was the next thing I just forgot? Well, anyway, I just went blank again. So there was something I just thought of to add into that search term that might help me find what I'm looking for. Well, of course, if I can't find it for Fedora 28, then I can just do Fedora Linux, but then I will have to narrow down my research to the most recent, because if you get something for an older version, it's not going to work because they change things, you know, every year. So I'd prefer that one I followed. It was for Fedora 28, and it did. It got it up and running. I got it up and running that first day. I was so happy that it actually, you know, it was up and running, but it wasn't. Well, it's not completely working. So yeah, I went blank again. So I'm gonna write down that. Well, let me go, and I'll write down my search term. Let me write it down before I forget it. I know I've thought about it last night or this morning and forgot it. Okay. I would have did it today if I could have remembered it. Well, maybe. I was putting it off because I thought I was about to fix it. Name DNS Fedora 28 DNS Name Server setup and or config still not the thing that I popped in my head a while ago while I was talking and I was trying to finish my sentence and so I'm gonna go. Man, I'm tired. Yeah, I haven't had supper yet. I know it's not supper time for you, but it is for me. It's 8:30 in the morning, but it's supper time. Yeah, I gotta eat supper and everything. I'm gonna be doing like I did yesterday. I was so tired. I wanted to relax after I ate my, I relax a little bit while I'm eating. Of course, that don't take that long. And I wanted to just relax and watch a few videos. Well, I was too tired. I watched one video and I was about to fall asleep, so I went and got my bath, got in bed. All right, that's more. When I had trouble with my LVMs, I started labeling the videos more fun with broken LVMs and then more fun with broken LVMs. Well, this is going to be more fun with DNS servers that I can't contact. Right? Actually, I don't think I can contact it because I can't get away from. No, wait a minute. I was going to say I can't get away from when I contact bishopco.biz and it's already going through the GoDaddy servers and it's going to my server. Well, that's the name servers it talks to, right? What if I parked that? No, if I parked the domain, it would just show parked. It wouldn't make it go to this server. Okay, quit thinking about it. You don't know what you're thinking about anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna go.